Hi, and welcome to Healy Fit with your instructor, Jen. For more, don't forget to subscribe, like, or select notifications. Today, I have a gentle yoga practice for you. We are really going to focus on the legs. So if your legs are sore or tired, come on down to the mat with me and let's start just in a seated position. Whatever seated position is speaking to you is the best one for you to settle into here. We're just going to relax, place one hand to heart, one hand to belly, and follow each breath as it arrives. Feel the crown of your head float taller to the sky. Feel your shoulders start to melt, kind of relaxing down away from your ears. Feel your hips relax and your knees soften further to the mat. Allow a soft focus or eyes closed, and see if you can broaden each breath. Slowly release your hands back down to your lap. Keep that slow, calming breath, and let's begin to rock the head side to side, chin to chest, ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Good. Notice any tightness or tension that you're holding on to, and imagine each drop of the head is kind of swaying that tightness and tension away. Good. Now let's hold over to one side. Hand to the outer edge of the head. Relax, pull. So if you're following along and I'm mirroring you, we've got our left hand on the outer right edge of the head. Just gentle pressure, create more distance between the earlobe and the shoulder on the right side. Let's take it to the right. As you dip the head over to the right, left shoulder drops closer to your mat so you feel that stretch from earlobe to deltoid. Inhale back through center, and let's drop the chin down towards the chest as you interlace the fingertips behind the head. Push your head against the hands and kind of arc the back of your neck towards the ceiling, elongating through the cervical spine, back of the neck. Feel the stretch into the upper back as well. As you release, hands to the shins or thighs, let your head lean back and elongate through the throat from chin down to collarbone. Good, we're going to work our way down from here. So as you bring the head back to neutral, roll through the shoulders. Good, a few backward rolls. And then we'll take those shoulder rolls to the front, kind of circling the entire arm up, down, and around. Big, deep inhale, extend the arms all the way up to the sky, interlace the fingers, press them all the way up, making yourself taller with each breath. Now exhale, bring the arms down in front of the chest, scoop your chest back away from your fingertips, drop your chin down towards the chest, and feel the stretch across the upper back. As you come back to neutral, let's circle through the wrists. Good, bring those circles around and the other direction. Let's add a little opening and closing of the fingers, and then we'll twist over to the right side, looking back over the right shoulder, maybe bringing the chin over the shoulder, glance behind you, feel the stretch along the thoracic across the back of the body. Now as you inhale, transition, bring it to the other side, looking over the right shoulder, and now looking over the left. Good, bringing yourself back into center. We're going to extend the right leg out and walk the hands down the thigh, going as close as you can to the toes. And if you can reach the toes, maybe bowing your forehead to your knee or shin. Good, relax the head and neck. Allow your body to just kind of melt into position. Every breath, just see if you can go a little bit further. See if you can maybe bend the elbows softly. Let the shoulders fall a little bit further from the ceiling down towards your mat. Open up along the hip as well. And now let's take one more deep breath. Rise up. And let's check in with our left hip. So we're going to take the left knee and we're just going to kind of press it over towards that right side. And then press and open back. Good. So take the knee, kind of cross it over that right side, and then press it back down towards the left. Good. Continue a few more sways, just going with what range of motion feels good for you today. Good. Let's hold the knee in the upright position, wrap the arm around, or maybe take the elbow, whichever position feels better for you, and twist. We're looking over the back left shoulder here. You want to feel the stretch into the back, into the shoulder, through the obliques. You can also opt to reach your hand towards your heel or interweave the arms if your flexibility allows. Good, one more breath, and then let's turn back towards the center. Take your left foot in your hand, your left knee in your hand as well, and let's circle through the ankle. Good, checking in with the calf, with the shin. Take those circles the other direction. And then go ahead and extend the leg as far as you can, unfolding the knee, maybe grabbing a hold of the calf as you extend the leg, and then bring it as close to you as feels comfortable and bow your forehead towards your knee or towards your thigh. Go ahead, extend the leg up as high as you can, keeping your posture elevated as high as you can, and then release. Let's go into a Baddha Konasana. Hands around the feet. We're just going to release the knees towards the mat and then float them back up towards your shoulders. Good, a few more flutters of your knees down and up. Down and up. Let's see if we can get it a little bit lower this round. And then back up. We're going to extend the left leg this time. Do those same stretches on this side. Right foot to the inner thigh. Walk your hands all the way down. Every breath, go a little bit further into the stretch. Unfold the back of the knee. Length into the hamstring. Length into the glutes. Length into the lower back. Good, just a few more breaths here. Really allow your body to kind of melt into the position, using your breath as a guide. We're going to inhale and lift up, and go ahead into those hip movements, pulling the right knee across to the left side and then back down to the mat. Good, let's do that twice more. Just with as much range of motion as feels good for you. Good, we're going to hold that knee in the upward position. Left arm wraps around the right knee, or maybe the elbow comes to the outer edge of the thigh. As you look over the back right shoulder, feel that stretch. Maybe extend the hand down to the foot, or go for your bind if that feels okay for you. Good, every pose, every asana we do is kind of an exploration of self. So just see what's kind of feeling good for you, maybe where you're holding on to tightness and tension and where you can let go. As you bring it back into the center, let's grab the knee and the foot and circle through the ankle. And bring those circles the other way. Now we're going to add length into the back of the leg, extend it all the way up, hands around the foot, around the calf, or maybe the thigh. Bow your forehead as far towards the knee, shin, or thigh as you can. Lengthen. Now slowly release the leg. Extend out into a middle split as far as feels good for the legs, resting on your hands, maybe your forearms, or maybe extending the chest all the way down to the mat. And maybe play around with it. Maybe if you're on your hands, start to bend the elbows. If you're on your forearms, maybe start to walk the hands out just a little bit, seeing if you can go just one step closer to your mat. I'd feel that stretch into the groin, into the inner thighs. all the way into the hamstrings, into the glutes, and then through the lower back. As you inhale, let's rise up and move into our pigeon or hurdler pose. We're going to bend into the right knee. Back left knee extended behind you as far as feels right. Maybe a soft bend into the knee. Hands around the foot and around the knee. We add a slight hinge forward. Now, option, bend over the knee. This is going to be a little bit more gentle. And then if you want to go a little bit more into the hip and glute, you're going to bend over the foot. So this is going to really add extension and length into the outer thigh, glute, and of course those hips. As always, listen to your body, just going as far as feels good. Inhale, rise up, and let's pivot to the other side. Good. Softly bend into the knee. Gently extend the right leg back behind you. Front knee as close to parallel as feels good, maybe bending over the front knee, or perhaps bending over the front foot. Good. Every breath you take, another opportunity to go a bit deeper into the pose and feel the stretch across the hip, glutes, and back. From the outer thigh, we're going to transition to the inner thigh. So when you're ready, bring the back left foot behind you. So maybe rise up into a slight push-up. And then we're going to kind of move the knees out as far as feels right into your frog pose. We're going to rest on the hands, on the forearms, or maybe on the chest. Getting a deep stretch into the inner thighs from knee to hip. Next breath, begin to walk the hands back. And as you do, slide the legs back behind you, keeping them slightly wide, outer edges of the mat. We're going to fold one heel in towards us and go with a few flex and points of the toes, checking in with our ankles. Now, same side, hand is going to reach back towards the foot. If you can make the connection, make the connection. If you have a strap or a towel, you could use that to add into your quadricep stretch here as well. For a deeper stretch, you could tuck the knee in closer to your midline or even lift the thigh up a little bit from the mat. Exhale, release. Let's do that same thing on the other side. A few movements of the flex and point into the toes, into the arch of the foot, checking in with your ankle. And then same side, hand reaches back towards the foot, grabbing around the top of the foot or maybe around the ankle or just above the ankle line, folding the heel towards the hip. Feel the stretch into the quadricep, front of the thigh. As you release, keep both knees wide along the mat. Push the hands into the floor, set the hips back towards the heels, and come into wide stance child's pose. Go ahead, take a few deep breaths here. Feel your back expand. Feel your shoulders soften. Release the pressure from the vertebra. Imagining that each breath puts just a little bit more space between each bone into the back. Next, inhale, rise up. Heel of the palm into the low back. We're going to come into camels. This is your light option here. Hands into the low back. You can also reach your hands down toward your calves. You could interlace your hands as you lean back and look to the sky. Or potentially, if it's within your reach, hands to heels into camel. Let the head fall back, lengthen from chin to chest. Brace your belly to protect your lower back in this position. And then slowly rise back up, hands to the lower back before you fold the chin into the chest. Relax the tops of the feet and come into hero's pose. Hands to thighs, down or up, whatever feels right for you. Just notice your breathing here. From when you started your practice to now, how are you feeling? How has your body adjusted? Let's slowly start to make our way down to the mat. Sweep your feet around to the front, recenter onto the middle of the mat, and then slowly, gently lower your body to the floor. Heels towards hips. Let's reach hands towards heels. Go into a bridge pose, driving through the bottoms of the feet. Maybe the hands come under the low back to kind of assist in our elevation. Just breathe here. Good distance chin from chest. Strength into the glutes and the backs of the thighs. Press the back of the head into the floor. One more breath. And then slowly imprint bone by bone down to the floor. Tuck your knees into your chest and slowly circle the knees around the ceiling. And let's take that massage in the other direction. Go ahead, circle your knees the other way. And then we're going to release one foot to the floor. As you tuck the other knee in, place the ankle on top of the knee, coming into reclining pigeon pose. Now you're welcome to stay here or thread the needle, one hand around, one hand through. If you want to take it a little bit further, extend your back leg. Maybe walk the hands up towards the calf or even the bottom of the foot. Circle through the ankle. Go ahead, so whether your knees are bent or straight. And then slowly release back down to the floor. Good, let's keep that crossover. Maybe make it a little bit tighter and then bring both knees down to one side. So the leg that was on top, the ankle on top of the knee, is the leg that is still on top here. We're going to look over the shoulder, feel the stretch from hip to knee, and then from hip to shoulder. So we're feeling it across the outer thigh, into the obliques, up through the chest and deltoid. God, let's bring it back through center. All right, so if that was our left foot down, we're bringing the left foot up now. Again, you're welcome to stay here, foot onto the floor, or tuck the knee in, hands through and around. Or perhaps extend the leg all the way up to the sky. Walk the hands up to your destination and maybe circle through the ankle here. Good, let's take those circles the other way. And then slowly release. Cross the knees a little bit tighter, lower them to the side. Good, so maybe this is your right side as you look over your left. Extending along the hip, through the oblique, into the chest and shoulder. Good, one more breath, and then let's bring it all the way back in. Coming into Happy Baby, or your version of Happy Baby. We're going to tuck the knees in and then lift the heels over the knees, spread the knees out towards the shoulders. Maybe hands behind thighs, calves, bottoms of feet reaching from outside or inside. Good, you can add a gentle rocking here or find stillness. Good, we're going to slowly release from our Happy Baby and come into legs up the wall. You can wrap your peace fingers around your toes, hands around your calves, or hands around your thighs. Flex and point through the toes. Feel that stretch from the bottoms of the feet to the tops of the feet, into the calves and shins, and then down through the backs of the thighs into the glutes and lower back. This is a great pose to start to settle you in, preparing for our final rest and relaxation. If plow or shoulder stand are in your practice, you could always add them in as well. We're going to come down and slowly release into Shavasana. Allow the backs of the thighs to melt towards the mat. Expand your shoulders. Relax the muscles across your face. Soft focus or eyes closed. As you rest your mind, your body, and check in with your breathing, I'm going to leave you with a quote from Robert Louis Stevenson. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant. Begin to add movement into your fingers and toes, slowly awakening your body. When you're ready, roll to one side and begin to lift yourself up into whatever seated position feels right for you. From there, big inhale all the way up to the sky. Take one wrist at a time and just lengthen from your hips to your hands. As you let go, bring those arms out nice and wide. Extend from fingertip to fingertip, and then envelop yourself in a well-deserved hug. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Namaste. Take care, be well, and don't forget to like and subscribe to let me know you want more videos like this one. And follow me on social at HealyFit.